just thinking, what do the live action musical of Cats and the Jacksonville Jaguars have in common? My thought is that they both were good ideas at the time, but they both performed poorly in public. So I think that's why. I think that's a good symbolism for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, hey everybody, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic, and we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars today. Jacksonville. What are we gonna do about you guys? I mean, you guys have a quarterback. I think you guys have a coach. You did lose some players this recently. And for the life of me, I do not know what happened last year. I think when you guys lost to Tampa, that was the game that says, okay, the Jaguars are broken. The Jaguars are broken. And now we're sitting here thinking probably similar how we felt the year after the Jaguars, led by Blake Bortles, were literally about 10 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl. And we're thinking, was the year before a fluke, or because I'm sure there are one or two Jacksonville Jaguar fans still left in Jacksonville going, nope, we're not doing this again. I'm not going through another 20 years of mediocrity and then having one good season and then hoping the year after I'm not doing this again. And with the Colts and the Texans thinking, all right, so the division is not completely lost, especially the Texans are saying that. Hell, the time of recording, Stephon Diggs just got traded to the Texans. Are you kidding me? I'm about to redo the Buffalo video again. Wow. Oh, man. Oh, fudgesicles. Jacksonville. I felt like you were going to be a 12-win team. You missed the play with a 9-8 record. I was honestly hoping that we're going to have 3 Florida teams in the playoffs. Miami, Tampa, and Jacksonville. I was really excited about it. And the sad thing is I felt like the Tampa of all teams was the better team in Florida. A team that many people probably thought Tampa's going to the playoffs. Hey. Miami, of course, they got Tua and Tariq and waddle, and then they waddle away in the playoffs. And they had Jacksonville, who just had a phenomenal team before. Doug got his groove back. Lawrence is there with that luscious hair. And they missed the playoffs. So, yeah, they collapsed. Now, granted, Trevor Lawrence was hurt and he was still fighting his way to keep himself alive. And what's interesting about looking into this video for the Jaguars, finding their best and worst game. All right, segue. Best game for the who did you really beat, Jacksonville, to consider your best game? Now, some of them you probably can say, well, they were probably projected to be good. Or they were, Atlanta and Buffalo. We thought they would be better than they were. I mean, Buffalo won the division, but we thought they'll be, a little more formidable than just, I'm in the playoffs. So the best game I can think of that was the best game was probably, I'm going to call your save your season moment. And that is week 12 at Houston, because by that time, Houston was on a fiery wrath of streaks of just showcasing that CJ Stroud is the future. Ryan is head coach nominee of the year. Will Anderson, the defense was led by a rookie sensation from Alabama. The Texans are back. Houston, we have a problem, and we're okay with it, because the problem is to everyone else in that division. And Jaguars, you beat them. You beat them 24-21 in a strong contested game against the division foe, which I felt like it gave a lot of Jacksonville Jaguars fans feeling, It's okay. It's okay. We took care of the Texans. We told them to, hey, 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 shh, shut up, shut up, shut up. I know you're excited. I know you're new, but shh, shut up, shut up. We still own the division, okay? And then you guys lost four straight after that game, and you beat the Panthers, and then you lost again. So you literally ended the season 1-5 after that win against the Texans. Because honestly, when I saw you beat the Texans, I was like, okay, Jaguars fine, guys. Jaguars are fine. Jaguars are fine. Jaguars are fine. They're fine. They're fine. It's okay. But yeah, it was your biggest competition. It was your biggest threat. It made us all feel comfortable for 48 hours. And then we just blinked and the season was over for us. So to me, your best game, best opponent against the Houston when there were stakes on the line. Your worst game, though, is more embarrassing. Week 18 at Tennessee. You lost to the Titans. You lost to the Tennessee Titans. Now, granted, it's payback for the year before where you had to beat the Titans to get to the playoffs. So I guess, payback's literally my ex-wife. But Tennessee, I talked about Tennessee, how bad they were. And when they beat you, what is up with AFC South teams just can't beat an inferior division opponent last game of the season to get to the playoffs? The Colts went through that. The Tennessee went through that. Jackson went through that. Is next year's going to be the Colts losing to the Texans losing to the Titans in the last game of the season so they can let the freaking Colts win the division with a 9-8 record next year? Is that what we're going to be facing next year? Because if it is and that happens, I'm a prophet. Worship me, for I do predictions and help your gambling addictions. If I'm right on that one. But seriously, just what happened? You lost to Tannehill, who had 168 yards. Lawrence had over 100 yards more than him, and you guys still lost. You know what was at stake, right? Hell, it was 28-13 going to the fourth quarter. Now, granted, it could have been because Tennessee had nothing really to lose, so they probably were way more aggressive. But yeah, don't know what happened. But you still had a chance. So I was telling you, there still may be a chance. And then you blew it. So we tried. You tried. I'm not a Jaguars fan. But the fans of your Jaguar fans are disappointing you. It might be best for you to exit through the back, because there's an angry mob outside in Jacksonville waiting for you. Now, granted, you don't have a big fan base, so it's not that crazy. But boy, what a way to put an exclamation point on another collapsed team. Which just happens in all sports, but now you joined the ranks. Congratulations. Your MVP for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's the only reason, because when he got hurt, it impacted you. Trevor Lawrence, your quarterback, is your MVP. He was the reason why you guys went to the playoffs the year before. He's the reason why you guys were in prime position for it. But when he got hurt and he kept trying to muscle his way through it, it became more of a hindrance to the team than a valuable asset. And that's what hurt them, in my humble opinion. I feel slightly similar to the way Baker Mayfield did in Cleveland when he got hurt and he kept trying to muscle through it, and it affected the performance to the point they literally kicked him out for Watson. And for right now, we're thinking, I think we made a terrible decision. That's you, Cleveland, in lots of reasons. Not saying Jacksonville's going to do that to Trevor Lawrence, but man, when he was hobbling and he kept trying to muscle way through, and then the Tampa game where he just got blam, bam, bam, sacked and turnovers to the point where he just said they literally had to pull him out when it was 30-0 in the second half. To the point where it's like, we lost. And a lot of people are thinking, you got beat up in a loss. If you got beat up in a win, it's a different story than getting beat up in a loss. Because it's like being punched twice in the face. You lost, you got punched in the face. But you lost, and one of your star players, especially your quarterback, is literally walking around with a boot or ice packs or kind of have a obvious, like, he looks a little limpy, is like 2 punches. But he was your MVP. He was the reason he had over 4,000 yards. He did throw 14 interceptions and just barely over 20 touchdowns. But I'm just going to say that he is the reason why your team had any chance of this season. But that last quarter of the season, man, ouch, really hurt in the morale department, in the teamwork department, in the organization department, and of course, physically. But T-Law is your MVP. The grade I'm going to give you guys, the grade I will give, I initially had you as a B, and with a collapse, I feel, and you guys missed the playoffs and a collapse, I feel like a B team can still make it. But I feel like I can't give you guys a C, because it's not like you guys were crap. B minus? I'm splitting hairs here. A B? A B's too good of a grade, but I feel like a C. I mean, you did have a collapse. You did have high expectations. You didn't meet it. You just slightly missed the play, and when you lost to an inferior. I might be talking my way into a C. I might be talking my way into a C because you guys fell off at the end. You had high expectations. At one point, you guys were 8-3. You had full control of the division. So, yeah, I'm talking myself into a C. Yeah, I'm giving you. I initially wrote down here I have you as a B minus, but I think I am talking myself into a C. For collapse, for can't do it, can't make it, just can't. And because I literally can't give you guys a B. A B is too good of a grade for a team that had expectations, that had control, and lost both in the public eye. So I'm giving you guys a C because you guys had way more on your plate that we expected you to do versus a team that did the same thing you did but did have expectations. They may get a B. So, yeah, I'm giving you guys a C. I'm changing the rules in my very sophisticated spreadsheet right here. I'm saving it to a C for the Jaguars because you had more at stake. So that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Moving on, we're going to conclude the AFC South by talking about the team that actually won it, who had the biggest range of no way, no how you're going to do anything, let alone win, Rookie of the Years, coach nominations, bring the city of Houston happy again, win a playoff game, win the division, and get their future core for the next 15 years. The Houston Texans are next to conclude the AFC South. And until then, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you very much for watching.